welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. I am Samson Paul, and with me I have seven different players that we're going to partake in this campaign in Rime of the Frost Maiden, and you are here for session 1. If everyone would like to introduce themselves, let's go with the person who will be playing La Ponte first.
Hello, my name is Nate Staley, and I will be playing Leon Ponte de Moy. I am a master thief, also known as a rogue human. I can be trusted by my close friends and feared by those who have crossed me.
Hi, my name is Nick Maples, and I'll be playing Lysander Blackburn. He is a Warforged Ranger with a Haunted-born background, and he is a monster hunter.
All right, and the elephant in the room, Vega Khan.
Hello, my name is Billy Coatney, and I will be playing Vega Khan. He is a Loxodon druid, a Loxodon being an elephant person to the layman. He really digs on them books, man.
And the steampunk sensation Zizix.
Hey guys, my name is Matt Smith, and my character Zizix is a rock gnome artificer who is intrigued by everything magical and loves to know how things work. So he also has a stutter and is not the one to be on the front line.
That's right. Then we'll go ahead and take it away to the Minotaur Carcass.
Hey, my name is Brian Hawkins, and I am going to be playing the slightly dim-witted Minotaur Barbarian Carcass. He's not actually exactly sure where he is right now, or most of the time what's really going on, but he is very happy to have his good friend Leon Pontaine by his side, at least.
All right, very nice. And last but not least, Eclipse of the Moon.
My name is Sarah Kloss, and I will be playing Eclipse of the Moon. She is a Tabaxi monk. She's a pretty cool cat who loves a good game, but she's not afraid to kick your ass.
Very nice. All right, well, with that, we're all really excited to get started here tonight. And we'll set it up with the cold open. Icewind Dale has become trapped in a perpetual winter. Ferocious blizzards make the mountain pass through the spine of the world exceedingly treacherous, and this land has not felt warmth of the sun in over 2 years. In fact, no sun longer appears above the mountains. Not even in what should be the height of summer. In this frozen tundra, darkness and bitter cold reign as king and queen. Most Dale residents blame Arl the Frost Maiden, the god of winter's wrath. The shimmering aurora that weaves across the sky each night is said to be her doing, a potent spell that keeps the sun at bay. Dale folk living in the scattering of settlements known as the 10 Towns, the drop-off in caravans coming in from the south and travel between settlements in this never-ending winter has left everyone feeling isolated. Although each town is resolved to appease the Frost Maiden with sacrifices of one kind or another, no respite from winter's fury seems to be forthcoming. For adventurers such as yourselves, 10 Towns is a place to test one's mettle in the spirit of heroes who have come before. Leave one's mark on this frigid, blighted land. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and go to the town of Bremen. The city of Bremen, currently inhabited by just over 100 people. Zizix and Lysander currently make this town their home. They're soon approached by their speaker, Actually, no. A half-elf male named Tali approaches Zizix as they enter the landscape of the town, just coming in from the outskirts. And he calls out to Zizix. He says, "Zizix, have you heard what's happened? They've caught the Red Wizard of Thay in Bryn Shander."
No, not the Red Wizard.
Yes, the Red Wizard.
Oh my gosh. Well, can you tell me who that is?
I don't know his name, I haven't caught it, but he was captured for the murder of an adventurer that apparently was very dear to the North, so usually in times like these, the North likes to stick together. And we need to have a show of unity, and, well, as you well know, Speaker Shalescar isn't capable of taking this journey, so I was kind of thinking that maybe we send yourself and someone else over to East Haven to participate in the execution.
Oh, yes. I know just the guy, or... I know just the person. His name's Lysander. I'll go and tell him what's going on, and we'll head right out.
And I appreciate this sacrifice that you're making, and truth be told, I think it might be a little profitable for you. East Haven, you know, is a larger town, and they may have more uses for your bits and baubles that you try to sell here.
Well, I mean, everyone has uses for my trinkets, but I mean, if you think that's the place, then I'll be happy to go.
Right. Well, I think now's as good a time as any. The weather looks nice. I don't think you're gonna run into any blizzards, and stop by my shed before you leave. I'll give you some snowshoes to be able to make the trek for you and your companion.
Oh, well, thank you.
Frankly, this town doesn't have very many people to spare, but I think this is a benefit for you and the town both. We could use some goodwill among our compatriots of the North.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been really cold around here for a long time, so I mean, we gotta stick together.
Absolutely. I'll see you shortly then.
Oh, yes. So, at this point, I guess I will go and find Lysander.
Okay. Lysander, where would he be on a normal day?
He would be walking around the town and basically on patrol and gathering information for any monsters lurking in the surrounding area.
Well, walking around the town, I would say that Zizix wouldn't have too much of an issue trying to locate you. I'd say after about a few minutes of searching, you'd find him.
Zizix will call out as he spots him in the distance. Lysander!
Hello there, my little pink-beard friend. What's the word?
How are you to find a?
Just fine. And yourself?
Well, I mean, I was just out there just selling my stuff, you know, my wares, but I had an elf come up to me and tell me that there's some help that's needed in East Haven. What do you say we head that way and see how we can help out?
That's quite a trek. What's the word in East Haven? What's happening there?
Well, there was this guy. He got taken, and you know, I'm still a little fuzzy on the details, but it just sounds like a good cause, and I think he really needs our help.
Who, may I ask, gave you this information?
Oh, that's not important. What's important is we head out now before the blizzard sets in.
I'd say both of those things are important, but I'm with you on that.
Well, I think we can find out some more information once we get there and just and see what we can do.
Well, the more details, the better.
Absolutely. You know me.
Do you have any more details about this mission?
Well, there's this Red Hood, like a wizard or something. Maybe he was like about to be killed because he killed somebody else. This just too fine of the details. We don't need to know that right now. So let's just go ahead and head on out.
See, that was an important detail, and I'm with you.
Well, okay. Well, we could have been. I mean, we've been standing here for 10 minutes. We could have been gone already.
Hardly, but yeah, okay. I'm on board with you, my friend.
All right. Well, do you have everything you need? Oh! The guy. He gave me some boots. Here's a pair of them. They'll help us with the trek.
Much obliged.
Alright, and then you guys start to make your way out of town with your newly acquired snowshoes to help you in your travels. Heading out of town is quite simple. You have about a 10-hour trek ahead of you. You know that once you reach Bryn Shander, you have the options for acquiring some sled dogs or some maybe even an axe beak to rent out, but you know they can be pretty pricey. And you're not in a dire rush, so it might be just best to make the journey on foot.
Yeah, Zizix hasn't had a lot of luck selling things, so he's kind of poor right now.
Yeah. If we need to take our time, going on foot suits me fine.
Yep. And you guys head off within the hour with the long trek ahead of you. And that brings us to the town of Goodmead. The town of Goodmead, currently inhabited by Eclipse of the Moon and VegaCon. This is another small town of about 100 people. We find VegaCon currently in the mead hall, of course, on this early morning, and he's met with the speaker who comes up to him. Speaker Kendrick Rylesborough. See VegaCon sitting in this very busy mead hall in the morning. He sees him from across the way and he walks over to him. He says, "Vega, I've got to get you out of this mead hall, friend. I can't sell what you drink."
Maybe I just feel like drinking though.
I understand that, but you've run up quite the tab in the past week.
Well, I gotta have something getting me through all these books, you know.
That's understandable. Tell you what, I've got an errand that I've been assigned to run, but quite frankly, I don't want to make the trek to East Haven. If you don't mind, if you do this for me, I'll zero out your tab. Trust me, with the time it takes for you to go there and back, I'll save money on your tab.
You know, zero out my tab sounds like a pretty good deal to me, so I'd make just about any trek for that much free mead.
Absolutely. So, let me tell you what's happening. There's an execution to be had. They had caught a Red Wizard of Thay in Bryn Shander, and apparently he's killed someone of the Old Order of the North from 30 years ago or so. So in a sign of unity, I think it might be best if we make ourselves known that we are there and showing our support for the North. It's probably a good idea if you take someone with you as well.
All right. I think I know just the person. Let me go see if I can find her somewhere.
Easily enough. I appreciate you doing this for me. We've got another delivery of mead that needs to go out, and one of my caravaneers, he's taken ill with frostbite from the last journey, so I've decided to take his place. So doing me a solid, is really putting you in the good notch of my book.
Well, I always like to help out the town any way I can, and you guys have always been good to me, so I'll be good to you when I can,
We're happy you call good mead home. Your druidic talents are well appreciated.
It's been a good home.
So, where would we be finding Eclipse of the Moon?
Selling amongst some books in a library, perchance.
And you venture out to the library where you know that she's been nose deep in some books?
Oh yeah, because that's where I tend to spend a lot of time too, so I know that she'd be there. So once I catch sight of her, I'll kind of, not too loudly because, it's a library.
Right.
I'll say, hey Eclipse, why don't you...
Bad time, Vega. Fine. She reluctantly steps outside with him, putting her book down on the table.
Okay, so Kendrick came up to me, and he is wanting to send me on kind of a goodwill mission of sorts to East Haven. There is an execution happening there because someone of great importance was murdered. And we kind of need to serve as the town's ambassadors to witness this execution as a sign of companionship amongst the towns, as it were.
You and you picked me. Well then, I sound very important then, don't I?
I think we're both pretty important,
Good. This ought to be very fascinating.
Alright, well, why don't you go back in and check out that book you were reading there, and we can get our supplies gathered and head out.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was gonna get to take it, and she runs back inside quickly to grab her purse.
Okay. So, much like how the, how very much like Tally assisted the people in Bremen that were selected to be ambassadors, you two are also outfitted with a pair of snowshoes, though your trek is much shorter than what it is from Bremen to East Haven. Your trek merely takes about 4 hours of a journey, though it's always a good idea to go in pairs at least, just so the wayward blizzard doesn't take anything, take you by surprise and get someone lost, which can happen really easily. So, in a short amount of time after that, you guys start to head out into the city. And out the doors of the library, and you head East Haven. Which brings us to the actual town of East Haven. East Haven is a town that today seems to be bustling. East Haven is known for its energy, good or bad, but today seems a little different. Words are buzzing around town about an execution. Little children are excited because it's going to be a huge bonfire where they can get as close as they can to the flame to really impress, to really get the warmth exuded from it. The adults, however, they're relieved as opposed to being excited. The rumor going around is that this execution is going to replace the monthly lottery to decide a sacrifice. So, the people who reside in East Haven right now are Carcass and La Ponte. You guys find yourselves in the respite of your dwelling. It's nothing to write home about, but it serves a purpose. Returning from a job just a week prior, this apparent change of energy has really piqued your interest, as you can't walk another block without hearing about the excitement about the execution that's impending. So where exactly would we find Leoponte and Carcass tonight?
I would say that Leon Ponte is probably enjoying a nighttime beverage at the local tavern, and would have invited Carcass to, join him at the tavern.
Yes, and Carcass would always be happy to join his friend.
My friend, the energy in the place that we call our home on more occasions than any of the other places we call our home, it seems different. It seems excited. It seems relieved, would you say?
Well, yes, it seems very happy here right now. I am also happy to just be with you, my friend.
Oh, I am always happy to be with you, my friend. A man of many words, of many, many words.
Yes, perhaps we should just drink to being the happy now.
I will raise my flask to my friend Carcass and say, to our joy, may it never end, or may never be disrupted by any other events.
Yes, I hope that we are not ruptured as well.
And I cheers, and I take a healthy sip of my fire water.
Okay, very good. So the tavern is bustling with activity, and you guys catch wind of excitement for the execution that's coming soon. You don't have to wait long as nightfall starts to arise, even though the sun is only out for a limited time. This time soon comes for the execution. So, bringing us back to East Haven, our characters have made their journeys. They've all been met with fair weather, and the longest journey being from Bremen, and then Goodmead from that. The people start to collect inside of the town, towards the town, middle of town over by the ferries. The crowd starts to gather, late arrivals still filling in. There is a purple-robed wizard fastened to the pyre, gagged and bound to make sure that there's no funny business. How close would everyone like to be to seeing this event in person?
I would say Leon Ponte and Carcass would be around the back of the crowd, as to not have any unexpected dangers approach us from behind due to our rather dangerous line of work. We are a bit wary of crowds.
Alright, how about Vega and Eclipse of the Moon?
I'd say probably somewhere towards the middle. Because, just wanting to, be there to show our support, but also not super interested in, fighting to get a front row seat or anything.
All right. And then Zezix and Lysander.
Yeah, we're gonna hang out near the back. People aren't too keen on seeing a robot man walking around just yet, so crowds don't suit me.
Well, Zizix being the ever curious creature that he is, and also being, 3'4" and cannot see over the crowd, he's going to look for the tallest thing that he can see and climb on top of it to see if he can find out what's going on.
There's definitely a few lampposts nearby that you can kind of shimmy yourself up if you'd like to try that.
Let's do that.
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
That would be a 3.
Well, you don't have much luck. It seems that the evening ice has really done a number on this lamppost, and you can't really get good enough traction to really ascend this lamppost.
Would you like a boost?
Well, yeah, I think I need a little help here.
Or you could just sit on my shoulders.
Well, be careful. I don't want anything to break.
Don't worry about that. I'll pick him up and put him on my shoulders.
Alright, easy enough, as small as he is, with your Warforged strength. You just plop him up onto his shoulders and adjust his monocle as it's kind of comes slipped a little bit. So, while that's all happening, the late arrivals are still kind of pouring in, and you see that now there is a man who is coordinating this event, standing next to the eventual pyre. He says, "Today, we remember Orizarin of Order of the North. His life cut short at the hands of Gendrick the Purple of the Thay. Today, we offer Gendrick to meet his god and pray that Orizarin finds his way in the afterlife." And as he says that, he drops the torch and places it at the bottom of the pyre. You see the mage that is tied up to the pyre look around, bound and gagged. He can't speak. He can't cast any magic that requires verbal components or somatic. And he looks with worry, with regret. And as he scans the crowd, he meets the eyes of Lysander the Warforged. And his eyes open wide, and his head kind of tilts. He's trying to say something, but it's indiscernible to try to make out what this mage has said. And as he looks on, the fire starts to grow. It catches on to the oil that's been based down the center and starts to rise. Embers catch streams of oil and ignite. And you see that the crowd has started to actually come closer. The children rushing to the front, putting their hands up to the fire. And soon the kids are no mere feet away from a mage who is burning to a crisp. His screams can be heard throughout town, but also drowned out by the cheering and the celebration that has come from this fire. Something that is very tangible and very valuable is warmth to these people. And as the crowd starts to continue to push in and really surround this bonfire, a woman with ash gray hair and an eye patch, kind of standing at a distance, starts to make her way forward. She makes her way forward to Lysander. She looks him up and down and notices Zizix on top of his shoulders and slips him a piece of paper if he would dare take it.
I will hesitantly take it.
And as quick as you take the paper, she is off. She notices... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, wait, who are you?
She does not respond. And she walks around and she finds Vega Khan and Eclipse standing near each other. And she also hands them a piece of paper. With no words, only silence, and a stare that can cut right through the strongest of men.
Eclipse will take the paper within her paw, as well as Vega Khan's, and hand it to him, looking curiously at the woman.
And she also leaves you without a sound. She finds the strong, boring carcass. And she kind of questions herself. But she extends her arm and gives Carcass a piece of paper.
Carcass will reach out and take piece of paper with one hand and give her a big hug with the other.
She's going to quickly try to escape your grasp. Are you going to insist?
No, I will respect her privacy.
And as she kind of pushes away and creates a little bit of distance for herself, she kind of readjusts her heavy winter clothing and looks over to Leoponte, and she leaves the vicinity while the crowd is still enamored with this execution of burning of Gendrick the Purple. As you guys receive these pieces of paper and look, written down on a note reads, "Meet me at the White Lady Inn. I need capable adventurers." Carcass, you're not sure what's on the paper.
I would like to eat the paper.
Okay. And you put it into your mouth. Leoponte sees you doing this, and you get a few, good chews in, and just chew it all up.
I will, with a raised eyebrow of curiosity, turn to my friend Carcass and say, "Did you find yourself a snack?"
I will look at my good friend and say to him, "Yes, this nice woman gave me something, and I tried to thank her, but she went away, so it was nice, and I ate it."
Leon Ponte will take a look around the crowd to see if he can see anyone fleeing the area, as this is curious because most people do not give Carcass snacks. That is a job for Leon Ponte.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
$11.
You do catch wind of a woman that is kind of hastily leaving the area. At least what you can tell is the same woman wearing the same winter clothing. One thing about living in the north is it's really hard to tell who people are from looking from behind, as everyone's wearing heavy clothing and hoods and heavy furs. But this one in particular, you kind of pinpoint as that being the person who gave Carcass the snack.
I will watch her as she leaves for a moment and turn back to Carcass and say, "Do you feel okay? It doesn't feel as if you've been poisoned by the pepper?"
I will take a minute and look at myself, holding my hands up, and say, no, Carcass feels okay.
Well, then I believe we have nothing to worry about. It's a good night.
Yes, it is good night. We have snacks.
Would you like to return to the tavern, my friend?
Okay, I'll go with you.
And Leon Ponte and Carcass will begin to leave the crowd.
Okay. So, what would... Let's go with Vega and Eclipse. What is your immediate reaction to reading this piece of paper?
Well, I would probably look over at Eclipse after reading it and say, do you have any interest in an adventure?
Well, considering that the wizard is now dead, we need something else to do, right?
I mean, we have books back home.
Yeah, but books are all in the library, and this is out and about, and wouldn't you like to see something new?
Do you suppose there's things we could learn? Well, I do like learning new things. I suppose there's probably some libraries I haven't seen out there.
Then learn we shall. Shall we head over to this inn? And they traverse their way to this inn.
Okay. And Zezix and Lysander.
So I'm going to pull him off the top of my shoulders and read the note aloud with him.
I'm gonna snatch it out of his hand and pull my monocle down to like zoom in real close to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say, interesting. I wonder what this means.
I'd say it means possibly we should meet this lady at the inn if we want more information. Right now, information is what we seek.
I'm interested. Let's go.
Then go we shall.
Okay. So everyone is making their way towards the tavern, from what I understand. Yeah, even Lea Ponte and Carcass are, as they are heading back to continue drinking like they had before. So, after a short while, a short trek, you guys find yourselves inside of the tavern. People are still outside playing in the embers and making little torches out of the remains of the pyre. And inside you see this ashen-haired woman kind of sitting by herself towards the end of the room. Carcass and Lea Ponte would get there first. Carcass, you recognize this person as the one who gives you snacks. Would you like to approach her?
Yes, I will hit my good friend on the shoulder, tell him, it is the lady, and I will run towards her very quickly.
Hey, Carcass, you cannot just run at the women. No. I will give pursuit.
Okay. And you guys approach the table, and she looks at the both of you, and her eyes get really big as this Minotaur is charging, and she says, Wait!
I am very, how you say, sorry? My friend said that you gave him a snack, and he was excited to see if you had more snacks.
I didn't give him a snack. I gave him a note to meet me here. Is it just by dumb luck that you showed here?
Leon Ponte will give a quick look to Carcass over the shoulder and then slowly turn back to the woman. No, it is a very intentional decision that we found you.
Great. Then let's go ahead and wait for the others, then, shall we?
Right, the others. As
Yep.
I give another look to Carcass.
I will look back at him and say, okay, I am here. Everyone is here now.
That's not entirely correct, my Minotaur friend. And as this conversation is still ongoing, in come Vega and Eclipse, who see this ashen-haired woman towards the back of the tavern surrounded by Minotaur and a human.
Well, hey there. We're here about the note and such.
Yes, very good. There should be a couple of more if you don't mind waiting. Have an ale. Sure this inn serves decent alcoholic beverages.
Yeah, don't mind if I do there.
Second that, as they both head to get an ale.
And I'm already kind of drunk, so I'll join as well.
Right. So you three go to the tavern bar, and you catch the eye of the dwarf working the bar, and says, "Alright, what can I get you?"
I would like a glass of your finest ale. Charge it to the woman sitting over there with the one known as Carcass that I was drinking with earlier at your place of business.
Yep, I'll have that right up. And what can I get for the other two?
I will take the exact same, charging it to the same woman.
Yeah, me three, I suppose.
Alright, 3 coming up. And in short order, he gets 3 mugs, rinses them out, wipes them dry, and pours some ale for you. Says, "That will keep you warm."
Much gratitude to you.
Sorry, what was that?
Much gratitude to you.
Likewise.
Leon Ponte will take his ale and return to the side of his friend, Carcass.
Eclipse and Vega will surely follow suit back to the woman's table.
Okay. And at this point, with drinks in hand, Lysander and Zezix will enter the building.
I'm going to allow Zezix to go first. And I'll trail right behind him.
So as soon as we through the door, I'm going to look around and take in as much as I possibly can.
Okay, absolutely. So give me a perception check.
And that's a 16.
It looks pretty, it's a busy tavern. You see the ashen-haired woman in the back, the person that approached you all and gave you the note, but then you also catch an interesting-looking dragonborn who seems to be very wobbly, sitting kind of probably about 6 to 8 feet away from her. You see that his tail is quite small, and his arms are just as small.
Well, being that Zizix is probably half its size, he's probably going to avoid that side of the room.
Yeah, we'll leave him be.
What was that? Sorry.
Said, yeah, we'll leave him be.
Okay. Do you choose to approach the woman?
Yes.
Okay. So, as you... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, so gonna walk over there and approach the woman to see everyone sitting around the table. I tip my hat and address the ashen-haired woman. Hello, I received your invitation.
Ah, yes, good. The last of you have come.
What do you mean the last of us?
I mean simply that the 6 of you have arrived, and I have picked you out from the center of town during the arrival because I pegged you as sort of adventurers, perhaps? I have an eye for these things.
Oh, really? And he's gonna, like, pull his monocle down. What kind of eye? Because I'm only seeing one.
I think that was the eye she was talking about.
Oh, I see.
Your heavily armored friend is correct.
Question.
Answer?
What happened to your other eye?
That's a tale for another day, I'd say.
Well, I mean, not to be that guy, but it looks a little shady. Giving notes to random people and not telling us a lot of stuff.
I'm going to pull him back from the table. Please forgive my pink-bearded friend. He lacks certain social skills.
No, that's quite alright. There are situations that need those lack of social skills, if you understand what I'm saying.
Zizix is gonna mutter under his breath. I mean, I'm not wrong.
I didn't say you were.
Now, I will address your concerns that I didn't tell you enough information, but it was merely an invitation to see if your endeavors matched up with mine. If you wish to explore and be renowned adventurers as you could be, then you would show up, and if not, then I've merely lost nothing but a piece of paper and a splash of ink.
Leon Ponte will chime in here. You know, you say you have an eye for adventurers, but do you have, how you say, the coin to hire such adventurers?
Is it coin that drives you?
I wouldn't have asked if it wasn't.
I may have some gold at hand that I can pass off as payment for this.
See, now we are speaking a language that I can understand.
If you do this for me, I will pay you all 25 gold for the group, which can get you by very well for a week. And also, and she removes part of her heavy winter clothing and she reveals a lantern that is flickering green light. This tool will aid you in this endeavor as well.
Zizix, as soon as she pulls that out, he's gonna grab it and inspect it.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation.
That's a nat 20.
Nat 20, alright. So, this is a very, very well-made lantern. It doesn't look to be old at all. It has not shown any signs of deterioration. You see that it precisely takes a pint of oil in its canister to be able to run for quite a while. The reason why it's shining green is still a little lost to you. However, you see that there are little rune markings around where the flame erupts from the lantern. Those I'm going to need you to make an Arcana check to be able to decipher.
Hang on 1 second.
Sure.
That's a 19.
So, inspecting these runes that are engraved into this lantern, you see that it has kind of a mixture of familiar things that you've seen before, like the locate object spell. You see a lot of similarities there. But then you also see things like partial spells of conjure elemental. So putting those two together, you can kind of decipher that this lantern might help you track elementals.
This is an interesting item.
And what do you know about this item? You've merely just looked at it.
Well, let's just say I have a knack for things like this.
Oh, do tell.
Well, I mean, this was yours, so, shouldn't you already know what it does?
I know exactly what it is. I am but testing your knack for these sort of things.
Oh, you don't need to test me. But, I mean, if you really need to know, well, this thing tracks or helps to locate elementals.
And she's kind of smirking a grin, and she says, "Well, you're exactly right, little one."
I mean, of course I am. I'm never wrong.
Of course not. Yes, I'm sure that is the case. The mission that I have for you, as your little friend has so discerned merely by looking at this item, is that I would like you to find a Chewinga. Do any of you know what a Chewinga is? I would like you all to make nature checks.
Zizix with a 9.
Okay.
Leon Ponte with a 10.
All right.
Just with a 14.
Okay.
Lysander
You cut out there.
with a 7.
All right. Vega.
Yeah, the druid got a 6, so that's a good look.
And Carcass.
-1.
All right. So Eclipse, you know that Chewingas are tiny elemental fey creatures, and they usually mean no harm. They are very pure in spirit, but they are exceedingly rare, even for the 10 towns. You know there are reports and sightings of them in Chult, as living in Good Mead. Good Mead was originally founded by Chultans, and so those stories of Chewingas have passed down from generations in Good Mead, and diving into their library so much, you have learned as much.
I read within the Good Meats library that they are tiny elementals.
Yes, that's precisely right. Very intuitive of you. These Chewingas are quite powerful, and I require one if you would so bring one to me.
Vega's kind of gonna perk his head up and say, "You require one for what purpose?
Oh, I just need to run a test of sorts.
And at that, Zizix is puck up. What kind of test?
A test of competence.
And you need this thing to test it?
Yes, in a way.
With a concerned demeanor, Leon Ponte is going to grab Carcass by the wrist and begin to lead him about 10 feet away. And he will turn to the woman and say, excuse me for one moment, please.
Yes, of course.
How do you feel about this, my friend?
I don't know. She did say she would give us very shiny things, and she already gave the little Betty fella a shiny thing. I want that.
I understand your desires very well, my friend. I am concerned that the gold is not worth the adventure, but you know what? I drug you along so many adventures. If you want that shiny thing, then we will get you that shiny thing. Let's do this.
Oh, do we have to kill that little fella to get it?
No. You drastically misunderstand me. Let's just do whatever is in our power to make sure at the end of this adventure, we are the ones who leave with the shiny thing.
Oh, okay, I like that. That sounds like a very good idea. I am very glad that you have come up with such a thing.
With a bit of being charmed by Carcass's compliments to my plan, I will give him a meat hunk out of my bag as a treat.
Oh, thank you very much, my friend. I will eat this at the table.
Okay, again, you don't have to be updating me as much as you are, but thank you. Leon Ponte will lead Carcass back to the table, and I will say to the woman, we are interested in working for you on this journey.
Yes, my friend is right. He said I could have that shiny thing.
See, I only have one, and I guess that's amongst you all to decide.
So I'm going to perk up here and address the woman. You invited all these people here too for this mission?
I did, yes.
You want us, all 6 of us, to catch one Chewinga for you for 25 gold?
Is that not amenable?
It's not the price, it's the why.
Like I said, it's a test of competency.
Vega's gonna kind of interject here and say, I think his problem, along with my own problem here, is that you're being pretty vague about this mission you want us to go on for you. You're not really telling us why we would be doing it, and that seems like a bit of a problem in trying to convince someone to do something for you. If you're not even going to tell them why, what's the motivation there?
So Zizix is gonna pop up here, and he's gonna say, well, clearly she just wants to see if we're competent enough for this one menial task, to see if we can do something a little more, what should we say, complex?
Leon Ponte will interject. If the metal man and his friends are not up to the task, then me and my cohorts would be happy to carry out this mission on our own and share the wealth between the two of us.
And then Zizix will look up and down with his monocle like zoomed in a lot, and just kind of like say, That's funny.
Hmm.
Just looking at what I see there, I have you even noticed that your shoe is untied?
Leon Ponte will not be looking down at his boot. He will continue to stare at Lysander in his glowy eyes.
Okay, joke's on you. I mean,
Um,
I'm not big enough to help you up, but okay.
I'm going to address LePonte if he's staring daggers into my eyes. Can I help you, friend?
Is this not something that you are capable of doing?
That's not the problem.
So the problem for you is why we must complete this mission. You see, for me, the problem is that I haven't been paid yet. I don't ask questions. I simply perform the task that I have been hired to perform. Can you not perform the task you've been asked to perform?
Spoken like a man who only seeks material gain.
Leon Ponte will give him a little wink and then turn back to the woman to see what she has to say.
Well, that's true. I don't need all of you. If you don't wish to participate, you certainly don't have to, but I will have my answer here after this conversation, I assume.
Carcass and I will partake on this journey.
Vega's gonna look up and say, I'm not saying we aren't willing to do this. I would just like some more information on why.
I agree, says Eclipse. It seems, as Lysander put it, very vague.
It is very vague, but there are vaguer things in life, and if you can accomplish this task with very little information, that really opens the doors for you in life.
I will run towards the entrance and open the door and say, "Here, I have opened the door. Can we be paid now?"
And the patrons of the bar look as this Minotaur has rushed across the room and opened the door, and they just start yelling out, "Shut the fucking door, you Minotaur! What are you doing? It's cold out there!"
She said it will open doors and we will get paid.
And
Hey,
go ahead.
Carcass, no, I'm sorry. He's drastically misunderstood another situation. Just come back to the table, please. Close the door and come back to the table. I'll give you another meat hunk.
Okay. I like your meat hunks that you give to me so that I can eat them. I will do that.
So I'm going to address the rest of the table. And who's everybody else?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up there.
I said I'm going to address everybody else sitting at the table and ask, so who is everyone else here?
With a confident change in posture, I will turn to Lysander, and I will say, I'm Leon Ponte de Moy, and this is my friend Carcass, but I think you already know who he is. I've said his name many, many times.
And I will put my hand on his shoulder and say, "Yes, Carcass is me."
Of the moon.
What's that, Clara? You're breaking up.
Eclipse will switch her tail slightly in thought and say, I'm Eclipse of the moon. Pleasure.
Zizix is gonna like kind of yelp and just go, "Oh! That cat can talk?
Indeed, small fin. I also like to eat small things, so watch it.
Trying to break the tension there, I'll kind of interject and say, well, my name's VegaCon. Hi.
Vega what?
You can just call me Vega. It's fine.
Where are you from?
From good meat, friend.
Really?
Are you suggesting that I'm lying?
Well, let me just say, I don't know if your kind is native to the area.
Well, first of all, friend, you're sounding a little racist to me right now. And second of all, I didn't say I was born there. I said that's where I'm from. As in that's where I came from to get here. As in that's where I've been living.
So where you're from is where you've been living, and not where you were created?
I don't see why where I was born has anything to do with anything at all.
Just really interested because I've never seen someone of your stature before.
Well, you know what? I don't feel like giving you a history lesson at the moment, friend. But if you catch me on a charitable night, maybe we'll go down that road, okay?
I mean, that's all you had to say.
You did the same thing to me.
Oh, hush, hush. Okay, now back to where we were at.
Hold on. I'm gonna interject there. We just introduced all of ourselves, but we didn't catch either of your names, friends, if you don't mind.
Forgive me, where are my manners? Lysander Blackburn.
My name's not important.
His name's Zizix.
Thank you, friend.
Me? I told you not to share that. You know, you never know who's around the corner.
Fine, then if they call you fool, I expect you to respond.
That kind of hurts my feelings.
I'm gonna perk up a bit and say, I'll gladly call you a fool instead of Zizix if you prefer, friend.
Fool sounds like a lovely name. Hello, tiny fool.
His name is Zizix, and you will call him Zizix.
I mean, just because it's above your intellect on how to spell it, but small minds, small things, I guess.
And I suppose, as the woman speaks up, that this is as good a time as any for me to introduce myself. You may call me Velin Harpwell.
Pleasure.
Likewise to you all. Now, I do grow tired, so have you come to a conclusion on whether you will take my task or not?
You know our answer.
Yes, I do.
Vega's gonna look at her and say, why don't you let me talk to my friend here for a bit?
All right.
Zizix is gonna pipe up and say, if we can bring this back for you, do you care to explain your experiment?
It's quite simple, if I must spell it out for you. These chewingas are very, very, hard to locate, hard to convince. You don't have to imprison it, you don't have to attack it, but you must, some would say, entrance it with interaction, talk to it, get it to understand who you are and what kind of person you are. And the Chewinga explains to me exactly what kind of people you all are.
Interesting. Count me in.
Vega's gonna turn back around as he had been walking away from the table. And he'll say, "So the little one was right. This is just a test to see if we're competent enough to do something else for you in the future."
Well, when one person's right, I don't feel like it's necessary to expand on that. I thought maybe you would take the littlest words here and take them with good meaning, as he obviously was correct, and that is the way it is.
Well, I will look over at Eclipse and say, "What do you think?"
Eclipse will ponder this in her head for a moment and say, well, I would love the opportunity to see a Chewinga up close.
Vega will kind of sigh a bit and just trunkle and just drop a little. Say, "All right, well, I guess let's fucking do this then."
So, is that a consensus? All of you are in?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Fantastic. You can find me here whenever you find one. I would say your best efforts are best taken traveling north to Cao d'Eneval, and you may have a good chance of spotting one there.
Hall. Very well.
So, does everybody just want to meet back here in the morning to head out?
Oh, I can supply you all with rooms here for the night if you wish.
We do. Carcass and I would each like a room.
Consider it done. The rest of you, have you a place to stay?
Vega will say, no, we don't have anywhere to stay yet. So that would be wonderful, thank you.
And Zizix and Lysander.
Yeah, we got here as soon as the wizard was burned. We could use a place.
Right, I'll have that added to my tab. You all lot should enjoy the night and be ready for your adventure, for it starts tomorrow.
Indeed. Shall we retire?
Yeah, Vega is going to thank her for the room and then inquire where he might find the library in this town.
Unfortunately, I believe the library is closed this late at night.
Vega's gonna sigh heavily and say there aren't near enough 24-hour libraries around.
It's a real shame, isn't it? I would definitely benefit from that.
Yeah, I'd like to read up on Chewingas before we go try and find one, but that's okay. Maybe I can check out a few books before we leave in the morning.
With a proper bow, Leon Ponte will wish all of his new friends a restful sleep, and I will be seeing you when the sun rises. And I will retire to my room.
Okay. Is Carcass following you?
Yes, Carcass is very tired. I would like to go to bed now.
All right. And you guys quickly go over to the tavern or to the bar. You mention that Velen has purchased rooms for the night, and you were shown off and sent to your rooms and unlocked, and start to spend the rest of the night in your rooms. What of the rest of you?
What kind of time of the day is it?
It's later at night. The execution was held at after dusk.
Did we say what time we were meeting back?
I believe it was in the morning, so daybreak.
Well, I guess Zizix will just retire back to his room. And so he can notate what he has witnessed today into his little notebook for his studying.
Okay, very good.
Are we sharing a room, or are we getting separate rooms?
There are 3 rooms, so if you guys would like to go in pairs, it's probably going to be ideal.
Good, because I would like to talk with Zizix about this whole exchange.
All right, and you guys retire to your rooms, and then that leaves Vega and Eclipse.
The pair will do the same and retire to their room to discuss things.
Okay, so we'll jump into Lysander and Zizix while they're inside of their room.
So after I shut the door and make sure that the coast is clear outside, I'm going to turn to him. Do you not feel like we're being played?
I mean, of course we are. That's why people hire other people to do their bidding. But I am intrigued by why. Because this Chewinga, is that what they were called?
Yes.
I've never seen one before, so it's a chance for me to find something new and study.
And I share the same curiosity.
I mean, what are you worried about? I mean, you're pretty sturdy. I'm the one that I mean, have you seen me?
That's exactly what I'm worried about. It's less about me, friend.
I mean, don't worry about me. I can be pretty resourceful, but I think I'm probably gonna need to have a shield or something.
Yeah, I'd say you're right about that. And I'm much obliged to everything that you've done for me in the past, and I'm happy to help keep you out of trouble. But this errand that I feel like we are being put upon, it concerns me.
Oh, it'll be fine. I mean, have I ever let you down before? If I remember correctly, my stuff, my trinkets kind of saved you from time to time. So, don't worry, we'll be good.
Again, I'm much obliged to the help from the past. And you have my gratitude.
Well, I mean, of course, we have this common, goal of me creating trinkets and, objects to use in combat, and you field testing them for me. So it's a win-win, right?
That it is. I suppose it'd be good to know more about what a Chewinga is. So I'm on board.
Great. I'm kind of happy to hear that because I mean I kind of wanted to go along, but I don't know about these other guys. I mean they seemed really mean to me. I don't know why. I don't know what I did.
You know, I noticed. That's gonna stop. The elephant seemed nice and smart. The cat was quiet.
The cat threatened to eat me.
Well,
That she did.
you annoyed her.
I've just never seen a talking cat before.
And there was a talking elephant man and a talking bull man.
I'm familiar with a minotaur. And I'm used to different things because have you looked at yourself? You're not exactly a common commodity.
I know. That's why I like having you around. Among other things.
It's the company, isn't it?
Yes.
Anyways, so first things first, I need something to protect myself because I'm not going to be up there with the stabby stabby and the hitty hitty. Know what I'm saying?
Yes. I know what you're saying.
So I'm gonna wake up real extra early to see if there's a place that I can just get a shield from.
I'll wake you.
Oh, that's okay. I have a little alarm clock.
I don't sleep.
Okay.
Again, I don't sleep.
Do you have a watch?
What's a what?
How do you know what time to wake me up if you don't have a watch?
When the sun comes up, I'll wake you.
No. I gotta be awake before the sun comes up. I gotta check my tools, make sure everything's greased up and ready to go. There's some prep that goes into quests and stuff, right? I gotta have my tools greased,
Do you have a watch?
Of course. What kind of a tinker would I be without a watch?
Right. What time would you like to be? Set your alarm however you see fit, my friend. I'm gonna go write in my journal.
You just wake me up when this thing starts going ding 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 ding.
You've got it, my friend.
Thank you.
And with that, I am assuming that you guys start to lay down and enjoy these nice beds. East Haven is known for having pretty decent services on par with Bryn Shanders, so it's kind of nice to have a really soft bed at your disposal. And jumping into, I believe we will go to Leoponte and Carcass.
My friend, if we play this right, I believe we can come out on top, as they say.
Okay, I always trust your decisions.
Thank you kindly, my friend. I have concerns, though. I do believe we are having information that is being withheld from us as to the true nature of this endeavor. However, I am not concerned, because as long as Leon Ponte and Carcass get paid, it's a good day, no?
Yes, it is a good day today. I got a snack, and you gave me some hunks of meat.
Yes, your recaps are always riveting, my friend. I do have concerns about the one known as Lysander. He seemed to, square up on me a bit. Do you think he is a threat?
Which one was he?
He was the one that, how could I put this so that you can understand? You know how shields and the swords, they are hard?
Yes, I like to stab things.
So the thing that you use to stab things, that is what our friend Lysander is made out of. Does that make sense, Carcass?
I will get my great axe out, look it over really closely. Yes, I think I see what you mean.
Good. I'm glad we are all caught up, but we do need to make sure that whatever happens, we leave with that green flame and that lantern.
Yes, Carcass wants the green.
Then the green Carcass will have.
Okay, but why is Pointy worried about other people?
Because Carcass is the only one that Pointy trusts.
Okay, I will kill them for you.
No, you drastically misunderstand me once again. Let's make an agreement. Let's not kill anybody that doesn't try to kill us on our adventure. Yeah?
Oh, okay. I think that's okay.
Okay, well, get some sleep. I love you very much. And Leon Ponte is going to scratch behind Carcass's ear and then lay down for a restful night's sleep.
Okay. All right. And then finally, what's going on in the room of Vega and Eclipse?
Well, Vega is just going to be, at the moment, writing some stuff, trying to plan out what he wants to do before we leave tomorrow.
Okay.
Eclipse will have taken out her from the library and is perusing through it once more, but she doesn't have to speak to them. So, what do you think of this woman and her intentions?
Well, I don't trust her or her intentions, but I don't know. I don't feel like going to find this Chwanga is going to put us in too much danger, and I don't feel like there's a lot of devious intention she could have with that simple task. Whatever she tries to get us to do after that may be more devious, but it may not be. So I think until we do this, we're not going to be able to find out much more about her true intentions.
Which is unfortunate for sure, but I really do want to see this little creature, but I don't want to use it for someone else's personal gain.
Yeah, well, she did say we didn't have to capture it or hurt it or anything. We just had to talk to it, and then it would talk to her, is what she said.
Yes, what she said, and can we trust what she says at this point is still unsure to me, but seems we are still going on this quest nonetheless.
Well, I think before we leave tomorrow would be a good idea to get some books on these creatures from the library, and I also might try and get a second weapon from the market before we go, if there's time.
For sure. I would love to peruse their library as much as we can before we depart. And with that, she will bid Vega good night and curl up in a ball and sleep.
And Vega will dot the last couple T's and cross the last couple I's in his journal, and he'll go to bed as well.
Don't forget the lowercase j's.
Right, of course.
So, that brings us to a new morning in the 10 Towns. You guys awaken some before the crack of dawn as their alarm goes off. Bing, 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 bing. and others at the crack of dawn. So, those who are up before the morning, what would you like to do?
Zizix is going to put on as warm clothing as possible, knowing that it's freezing outside. And just to have a look over at Lysander to see if he's awake or if he's, I guess, shut down. I don't, I haven't slept in the same room with him before.
I'm always awake. I would have shaken you awake if your alarm had gone off and it didn't wake you.
Ah, okay. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
So, you ready to hit the markets? That should be a quick thing. Elevator gets the worm, you know what they say?
Yeah, as long as they're open. But I'll walk the streets with you.
Well, I appreciate it. Being in a strange town and being kind of so tiny, it's a little scary at times.
Yes, the world is scary. It's a scary place out there.
So, do you need a coat, or do you don't feel cold?
I'll be fine.
Okay. Well, let's go.
Okay, so you guys are going to the markets first thing in the morning. What exactly are you looking for?
I'm just looking for some kind of an armor that would potentially sell me a shield. That's all I want.
Yeah, there's definitely shields available. There's a few traders that have one or two. There's not a whole lot of selection in this town.
Yeah, and that's fine. I would just look for a shield that's, sized appropriately for me to actually wield.
He will let a shield go for 5 gold pieces.
Let me see how much I have.
That would be a good start.
I mean, well, if it's between my life and 5 gold, then I can always make money back. So he'll hand over the 5 gold.
Okay. The shield is yours, friend. Use it wisely.
I hope I don't have to use it.
Well, always be prepared, am I right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Expect the unexpected.
Is there anything I can get your heavily armored friend?
Nope. I'm just fine, thank you, friend.
Alright. Have a good day, and if you're new in town, watch your pockets.
I tip my hat and say, thanks for the tip.
You see, the trick is to not have pockets.
That's a fair point, but may I ask where you pulled your gold from?
A magician never tells his secrets.
Well, there are quite a few street magicians that might be able to suss out exactly where you put them. Whoever spoke was broken up really badly.
I said, well, we'll be keeping an eye out.
Okay, well, do your best. Keep small change at the top of your purses. So, with that, Viaponte and Carcass. What would you like to do first in the morning?
I would like to stretch to loosen up my adventuring bones.
and I would like to lead Carcass outside of the tavern. And we do not see the need to equip ourselves further for the mission. So we will be journeying to the entrance to the town to await our newly acquired companions.
Okay, very good. Short and sweet, and then we had a library trip planned for Vega and Eclipse.
Yeah. I needed to go to the market for one thing as well. So whichever is the closest to where we are is where I would go first.
The market is definitely closer.
Then I will go there in search of a second weapon.
What did you have in mind?
Probably just another scimitar.
Nothing quite so exotic here, unfortunately. You find a few long swords, short swords, a few daggers kind of laying around. They look pretty used and beat up.
I can dual wield with.
I think I know what's causing your guys' issue. Real quick. Discord, if you have noise suppression on, try to turn that off. I think it's suppressing your guys' voice. Where it says voice connected, the icon directly to the right of it.
Is that better?
Yeah, I think that was doing it.
Oh, whoops.
No worries.
My
Alright,
apologies.
that's okay. I think I had you guys turn it on last week just to try it out. But
Yes.
we'll make do.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So, Vega, your assortment is pretty limited here in East Haven here, so you have your choice of long sword, short sword, dagger. You might find a mining pick that you can kind of harness as a weapon as well.
Okay, well, I might just take a look at the daggers for now.
The dagger is well used. It looks like it's been maybe a while since it's been sharpened, but he's willing to let it go for only 2 gold.
Yeah, I suppose I'll take that for now.
Very good, friend. Is there anything else I can interest you in, or perhaps your friend?
I'm good myself. You'd have to ask her.
And the dwarf manning the shop looks towards Eclipse and says, "You have anything of interest?"
Would you perchance have any or know of anyone who'd be selling any old books or tombs?
Old books. If you want old books, I suggest you make a stop at Bryn Shander. They have a very old library there.
She purrs in delight. Well, thank you for the tip. We will most definitely do that.
Absolutely, anytime. Just travel with friends. Don't go alone. It's easy to get caught up.
Oh, we have a group. An unusual group for sure, but one of those.
Those are the best. Well, best of luck to you.
And to you, kind sir, and they will make their way to the library of the town.
Alright. So, moving over to the library, there are a few books here. It doesn't look like there's a huge assortment, but it's serviceable. Are you looking for books on Chewingas? Is that right?
Yes, that's what I was looking for.
Okay. And Eclipse, what are you looking for?
I will look for the same thing.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation. We'll have either of you roll separately or one of you at advantage.
Vega is gonna roll with advantage.
Okay.
Wow, that's a 9 with advantage.
Jesus.
That's quite unfortunate. You are not able to find anything that details Chewingas in the north, nor from their original sightings in Cholt. You spend probably about 20 to 30 minutes looking through this library, and you've gone through all their books.
This is hopeless, says Eclipse, and she swishes her tail back and forth violently.
Yeah, Vega's gonna just kind of sigh and say, well, is there any other kind of books you want before we take off on this journey?
I mean, I was just really looking forward to that type of book, but I can't really think of anything specific now.
All right, well, why don't we just find a couple books on wild animals of the area in general and make do with those for now?
You can certainly find those. The librarian is a tiefling female, and she says, "Can I help you find anything in particular? I overheard your conversation, and unfortunately, we do not have anything on Chewingas, but they are tricky little buggers, if you understand what I'm saying."
I mean, I understand what you're saying in that you're saying they're tricky little buggers.
Exactly.
And I understood that because I speak the language you're speaking.
As a literary profession, I choose to be quite literal, so thank you for observing that.
Yeah, of course.
Smart ass.
What do you have on? What do you have on just basic wildlife of the area?
Oh yes, we have the snowy monsters in the bush.
That sounds vaguely sexual, but I'll take it.
Oh no. Yeah, so she pulls the snowy monsters of the bush off the shelf. She says, "Well, are you a resident here, or are you from out of town?"
From Good Meat, actually.
Oh, good mead. I enjoy their mead. It's quite good.
Yeah. Hence the name of the town. Well observed.
Precisely. Thank you. Well deserved indeed.
Odds.
If you are from out of town, I will have to charge a small fee for the checkout of this book, if that is all right with you.
Yeah, of course. What would that fee be?
2 silver.
All right. I think I can probably manage that. Give me a moment.
Yes, take your time. She goes back to flipping over and open her book she had on the table and starts perusing through the pages. She seems to be flipping through them kind of fast, almost like she's not really reading them, but maybe she's already read the book before.
All right. Well, I'll give her the 2 silver.
Thank you very much. The book is due back in a week.
All right. Thank you very much.
Anytime. If you need to find any books or have any special requests, I can try to put in to get a transfer from Bryn Shander as well.
Do you mind asking for a transfer on books about Chewingas?
Sure. It might take a few weeks to get that fulfilled if they even have anything on the topic, but I can definitely do that.
You know what? By the time it came in, we probably wouldn't need it anymore, actually. But thank you very much.
Sure. The offer is always there. And as you guys leave the library, where would you like to go after that?
I guess back to the inn, because last I knew that's where we told everyone we were going to meet.
Okay. And that brings us back to Lysander and Zezix, I believe. You guys were waiting. Where did you end up waiting? On the outskirts of town?
I mean, I would have, after purchasing the shield, probably go back to wherever was it Valen said to meet up.
Okay, so in the tavern.
Yeah.
Okay. So the ones that are waiting on the outskirts of town would be Ponte and Carcass, right?
That is correct.
Right. So, you guys enter the tavern to discover that Lysander and Zezix are awaiting the rest of the group here at the tavern, the White Lady Inn. The bartender kind of looks about to you and says, "Oi, would you like any breakfast?"
Yeah, I suppose I'll take something.
All right, and he doesn't give you any choices. There's no ask of, if you want anything in particular. He just pours you a bowl of what looks like stew that has a bit of egg floating around in it, and hands it off to you, and he says, "That's 4 silver, please."
All right.
Anyone else?
No, now that I remembered what my actual voice sounds like, that'll be fine. Thank you.
Eclipse will sit down next to Vega and ask for a bowl as well.
Coming right up. And same price. Ask for the 4 silver.
And here is that for you, sir.
What about the Clinky Man and his tiny friend?
Zizix, would you like some breakfast?
I would like some chocolate milk.
Got any brown cows? I ain't seen them.
I'm gonna laugh at that.
Fucking chocolate milk.
Sorry, no chocolate milk here, friend.
Okay, well, I gotta be honest, I'm a little light on coin, so I guess I'll just, I'll skip it for today.
Charge it to Velen's tab if you could, please.
Ooh.
Yes, her tab is still open.
Then if you wouldn't mind to oblige my friend with a hot meal before we trek out.
Not at all, and he gives you a sly wink, and he knows that account's going to be paid for. And he whips up a bowl of the breakfast. Yep, the breakfast bowl, is all caps has put it. And slides it over to Zezix. And he says, "I'm sorry about the chocolate milk, but must be new from around here. Chocolate is not easily found around here."
Yeah, I didn't really prepare to be gone for a long time, so it's really my fault.
Oh, so where are you from? Are you a person of Cormyr?
Well, you're really asking 2 questions there. I live in Bremen, but I'm from a place a lot further south than here, and I just really can't go back.
It's no questions asked. We don't press into history too much. It's just general conversation.
Yeah, and with all the blizzards and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to travel.
Oh, you're telling me? I have family in Waterdeep, and I ain't heard a missive from them or anything in a long time. It's been years.
Well, maybe when I pass through another time, I might be able to make a sending stone for you.
Well, that would be quite handy, but how does that work? I thought sending was a fancy-wancy mage spell that you needed a scroll and a high disposition in your voice.
Oh, no. That's, maybe back in the olden days, but I've tested a few things that I can just imbue it into a rock or something like that. And yeah, you don't need to have a spell. It's you don't have specific amount of times that you can use it, so it's unlimited.
That sounds very handy. When you come across or create one of these, please keep me in mind. I know many people would be very interested in this.
Oh, of course.
And he kind of gives you a slight nod, and he leaves you to enjoy your breakfast.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you. So that will take us to the outskirts of town, where Leoponte and Carcass are hanging out.
I am very bored waiting for them all. How long do we have to wait?
Is microphone die?
We will wait here until they come to us. The first rule of traveling with companions: establish yourself as the alpha by making them come to you.
I can go and make them come to you.
No, my friend. We wait. We wait for them to find us.
Oh, okay, if you say so, Pointy.
I do, and thank you for your patience.
All right. So, some time passes, and it's been about 30 minutes at least since you've finished your breakfast. How long do you guys plan on waiting for the rest of the group?
That's a good question. How long do we want to wait for the Minotaur and his friend?
You know, I don't know. It's pretty rude of them to not already be here, so I'd say let's just go on without them at this point. It's been a while.
Before we do that, let me just go and talk to the innkeeper. And I'm going to approach him and ask, excuse me, friend.
Yeah.
Did a Minotaur and his human companion leave earlier? Have you seen them?
Oh yeah, I can't miss that bull anywhere. They left earlier this morning. They said something about going to the outskirts of town.
Okay. Do you know which direction they went?
Well, my best guess would be to the west, as that's the only road that really connects to the rest of the 10 towns.
Okay. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Sounds like they wanted to get a head start. I addressed the rest of the party.
Well, how rude of them.
All right. Vega will kind of twitch his trunk and say, well, fuck it, let's go.
All right. So you guys embark, and with the lantern in tow, I believe Zizix is in possession of it. You guys head to the outskirts of town.
Are we traveling with Valen?
No, you were going alone. Without her, anyway.
Did she give us direction as to where this thing was located?
She said Aradenoval, a town north of here.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I missed that.
You're good. So, upon traveling across the coast towards the west to the main road, you spot from a distance the Minotaur kind of standing off the side of the road in a very stern fashion.
Is that not Carcass, his name was? Eclipsa is pointing at him.
Well, I'll kind of squint and look over there. You know, I haven't seen any other Minotaurs around, so my best guess is, yeah, that's probably him.
I'd say that does narrow down our options.
Alright, so you guys make haste, and Carcass and Leoponte see the rest of the group heading in their direction, and they're within talking distance at this point.
Hello, my friends. You decided to join us.
We were waiting for you back at the tavern.
Oh, that must have been a misunderstanding on my part, but thank you for finding us. Are we ready to leave?
I suppose so, if the group's all here.
Then please, someone lead the way.
I know how to get to Care Dinner Bell.
Vega will immediately interject and say, you know what? Why don't you let me take this one, friend?
Oh, okay, Vegetable. You can lead this time.
Vegetable. You know what? All right. I am okay with that. That seems like more syllables and a more difficult thing to say than Vega. But, you know, I'm into it.
Traveling today, while you guys have a few hours of sunlight left, it seems to be pretty mild outside. Who is leading this venture?
I guess Vega is, because he kind of stepped up as Carcass was offering to, and he didn't feel that was a great idea.
Okay, so what we'll go ahead and do is we're going to have Carcass make a survival, or I'm sorry, not Carcass, Vega, a survival check.
Alright, can do. One moment. Now I had a quick question on that.
Okay.
It's got one of the little symbols telling me I have advantage on that. I didn't know if that was like my perception and investigation one, where that's only if it's based on scent.
Yeah, that is the case.
Okay, just checking. Then I got 11.
Okay. So you have a pretty good time sticking to the road, but you do see that some inclement weather may be incoming.
Okay, then I will turn to the party and say, hey guys, it looks like there may be a storm coming in. We may need to find somewhere to hunker down for a bit.
Well, do you know how far away we are from our destination?
Go ahead and we'll use your survival roll. You guys have been traveling for about a couple hours now, and that will put you at about 6 more hours of travel, so it'll be well past dusk once you arrive.
And do I have a sense of how close this storm is to hitting us?
With that survival check, I don't think you would. It could be anyone's guess, and you do know that these storms seem to come out of nowhere most of the time, so it's really a roll of the dice to kind of figure out where it's going.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
I liked that joke almost as much as the Wayne's World reference you made earlier.
Thank you very much.
Wayne's World 2 reference. I apologize.
Cross my T's and dot my lowercase j's.
Yes, that was not lost on me. Okay, well, back to the matters at hand. I will keep talking to the party and say, well, it'll probably take us another 6 hours or so to get there, and I don't know if we'll be able to beat the storm in that much time or not. So are you guys just wanting to try and power through the storm, or do you think we should seek shelter?
I do believe it would be beneficial to find some shelter.
Do you guys have shelter?
I have carcass.
Zizix is gonna look over Caucus and just like look him up and down and then say, I don't know if he could shelter all of us.
Hence the word I.
Well, Vega will kind of look around while thinking and say, I mean, the best that I really have is a bedroll that maybe we could like fasten to a tree limb and like pin to the ground so it can block some of the wind and the snow. I don't know. That's the best thing I have.
If most of us have bedrolls, we could try to pin them together somehow to make some sort of covering.
Zizix is just gonna look around to and just kind of scope out the immediate vicinity. Is there like woodland around or like mountainside that there could be a potential cave?
No, there isn't very much in the ways of forests. The only forests that are really prevalent in 10 towns or the surrounding area is to the northwest in Lonelywood, and then also in the town of Goodmead, as they have actually cultivated bees to live in this climate to create the mead.
Okay.
So, what region are we surrounded by? What's around us?
So basically, you have rolling tundra. There's not very many trees. There's maybe one or two sparsely kind of littered around. And then, if you look to the south, you have the backdrop of the Spine of the World mountain range, kind of ever looming over Bryn Shander and the rest of the 10 towns.
Leon Ponte will approach Carcass and say, my friend, what is it that you believe we should do? Your opinion, it matters to me greatly.
Oh, okay. We should do the thing that you said we should do. I don't remember what you said, my friend.
Leon Ponte will turn back to the party and say, I believe we've hit a bit of a speed bump. Does anyone else have an idea on the top of their heads? Because a decision definitely needs to be made soon.
Are there any surrounding boulders, rocks, or is there any deep snow around us?
I'm gonna say you go ahead and give me a survival check to kind of check that out for the deep snow or the boulders. Kind of self-explanatory. You can see there's a few around. Nothing like insanely big.
All right. Well, that will be a 12.
So you go around looking for pockets of deep snow. You find a few hard patches of what looks like ice. So the temperature has risen enough to melt some snow, but then quickly, with the wind, refreeze it. But nothing too deep. Nothing further than about maybe 6 inches of snow.
Okay. And the trees, you say that they're kind of scattered. There's no fir branches or large trees that are downed. Nothing like that.
Nothing like that. Yeah, there's a few fir trees or fir-like trees that are kind of dispersed around, but nothing too crazy.
All right. Well, Vega is going to suggest. I think maybe our best bet is going up to one of these couple of trees that's around here and trying to fashion something out of our bedrolls around it, so we can have some kind of shelter from the storm when it gets here.
Well, I have one. Who else has one to supply?
I would like to say that I do have some concerns about setting up a rinky-dinky shelter in the middle of a blizzard. Do we believe that we will be able to stay warm and survive such a snowy, cold storm if we simply drape some blankets?
Do you have a bed?
I mean, trying to truck on a little bit and hope we find some better form of an option, I am not opposed to. But if the rinky-dinky blankets are what we believe is best, then I will not stand in anyone's way.
My one concern with that plan would be that we would lose time that we could be creating the shelter, and then we get stuck right in the middle of it.
Understandable, very fair.
Yeah, but you gotta think about the little guy over here that he's gonna be an ice cube. So, I'm just saying that I would rather power through and make maybe get to the town a little after the sun goes down than to potentially spend an entire night in this.
Right, but if the storm hits while we're in the middle of our travel, then we're stuck in it.
But if the storm hits while we're sleeping, we're still gonna be in the middle of it.
I don't suggest we sleep.
No.
I suggest we wait the storm out and then continue.
Well, we're gonna be waiting in the elements.
That's why we're suggesting setting up a shelter to help from the elements as much as possible, as opposed to just walking the fuck through them and hoping we make it.
I mean, the best I can do is make us a fire, but I don't think it's the best option, but, I'm not gonna go ahead by myself.
What I think would be the best thing to do is fashion ourselves some kind of a lean-to. Either with boulders, rocks, trees, bedrolls, whatever we have here.
But which way?
Resourceful.
But which way? Lean to, left or right?
That's a fair question. Whichever direction the storm is coming from, we need the rear of that lean-to facing it.
Well, I vote to make shelter. I don't think we should waste any more time.
Okay. As this discussion is ongoing, Carcass, give me a perception check.
That's a 0.
Oh man, it's just so interesting to you just how white and fluffy the snow on the ground is as you're kind of like kicking your feet in place and just, watching the patterns that happen when you move your foot through the snow, how it leaves a trail. It's very neat. It's almost like you can draw.
I'm going to grab Pointy and shake him and say, look, and put my great axe in the snow and make big circles.
I am proud of you.
Yes, it is fun. You should have fun too. I did not want you to miss out.
You are, without a doubt, the kindest person I have ever met. Thank you for including me in your fun.
You are welcome. You are my best friend.
So after a few minutes of starting to set up a makeshift campsite, you guys see that a large herd of elk have actually started to come across the horizon. They don't seem to be heading towards you at all. They seem to just be passing through, maybe making their way to the lake that you had just left that area of to get some water.
I will pay no attention other than a passing glance to the elk, and will continue to watch what Carcass draws in the snow.
Well, Carcass, what are you drawing in the snow?
I am going to draw my new friend, the Metal Man. I'm going to draw him in the snow, but I'm going to do it with my great axe.
Alright, go ahead and give me a... let's make that a performance check.
Performance. That's 18.
You do a pretty good job, actually, of drawing Lysander in the snow.
I will jump around very excited and say, look, Metal Man, I have drawn you in snow.
I'm gonna walk over and take a look at it, and I'm going to nod approvingly. That's a flattering likeness.
Yes, Carcass did very good. I am excellent drawing.
You certainly are, my new friend.
Very good. So, you guys kind of make this makeshift little encampment. It's not as structurally sound as you would kind of hope it to be, but it can shield you from a majority of the snow if winds start to pick up. Are you guys getting into this shelter at this point?
I would keep an eye out for how close the storm seems like it's getting.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check.
That'd be a 15.
So, it doesn't look like the storm is really advancing quickly in your direction, but it looks about to be the same distance away. However, you do catch something else across the horizon, and it seems like, with that roll, that following that herd of elk, you see a large number of very primitively armed beings. You counted at least 12.
Okay, I will turn to the party and say, "Hey, heads up, everybody! We got a small, looks like maybe a hunting party coming up on us."
Well, if they approach us, we have a, how you say, secret weapon?
Are you talking about the Minotaur?
I am talking about the Minotaur, yes.
Why is he a secret? Is he hiding?
Hey,
He can't
look,
hide very well.
Elephant Boy, I sometimes enjoy saying things dramatically, and I would not like a lot of pushback on that, so just shush and let Carcass rip them to pieces if he comes over, no?
First of all, calling me Elephant Boy is racist and offensive. And second of all, I was just simply pointing out that he's not a secret, he's just a weapon.
Okay, fine, he is no secret. No, we have a fucking Minotaur. Everybody knows that when we walk into a fucking town. If they come over here, he will hurt them. There. Now it's not a secret. I'm sorry for adding a little bit of flair to our conversations on this long journey. Carcass, if they come over here, you do what you do, you know?
If they attack.
Okay. Yes. Pointy said I cannot kill any of you, so I will kill them.
If they try to kill us.
Oh. Okay. If they try to kill us, I will kill them.
Thank you for clarifying. We don't need any trouble.
All right. So while this conversation is going on, the barbarian tribe that's or hunting party that's moving through, you can kind of see that they bear antlers of the elk and heavy furs and very large and crude great axes with them. But they seem to be just following the herd of elk that had passed through not too long ago, and they seem to leave you alone for the most part.
Okay, well, I guess we will let them pass.
I'm not opposed.
All right.
I'd like to put a hand on my friend Pointy's shoulder. I'll lean in and say, They look like they are having fun. We should join them.
They do appear to be having the fun, but I do believe that we should stay here and have our own fun, no?
Oh, okay. I did not know we were going to have fun too.
What fun things would you like to do, Carcass, to keep you from joining the strangers?
Well, they are going to kill things, and that looks like fun. Maybe we could kill things.
At some point, yes, we will probably kill something. But right now, how about you simply approach one of our new friends and tell them your life story, no?
Oh, okay. And I will go up to Vegetable because I know him now and say, Hello, Vegetable. Life story. And I will look back at Pointy and shake my head up and down.
And I will give him a thumbs up.
All right. Vega will kind of cock his head questioningly and say, life story meaning what? You want mine or you want to give me yours?
Oh, no, Pointy said to come and tell you life story.
Ah, that makes sense. That absolutely checks out. Okay, well, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You are very welcome. Are we having fun now?
Absolutely. I am having a blast.
Oh, good. Pointy, we are having funs.
That is good, my friends. Keep going.
Oh, okay. And I will walk past my new elephant friend and keep walking.
Leon Ponte will shout, no, don't literally keep going. Come back, Carcass. That's on me. I made a mistake. I should have known better.
Okay. You're very confusing today.
Yes, I am the complicated one, for sure. I do apologize.
Oh, Carcass is getting very tired now. This has been a lot of work with the fun and the words. Can we sleep now?
Yes. Fellow companions, Carcass and I will be taking a rest. If anyone would like to keep an eye out for the dangers that may approach us.
Sure thing.
I will lead Carcass to the makeshift shelter and lay down and ask that he lays near me so that I may be warm.
Yes, I will lay right next to you. Just don't stab yourself on horns.
Okay. So, well, they take a short rest. What would the rest of the party like to do?
I guess I'll look out at the storm and see if it's moving any closer to us.
Give me another survival check since it's been long enough.
There we go. That would be a 23.
So with the 23, you definitely see that the storm is actually moving away from you.
Jesus fucking Christ. Of course it is. Alright, well, I will turn to the party and I'll say, hey guys, it looks like the storm changed direction, so we might be clear to keep moving if everyone is up for it.
I am definitely ready to keep moving if that is the case.
I will say, however, before we go anywhere else, once we make it to our destination, we need to get more successful means of shelter, like some tents or something.
Zizix is gonna go over to Leponte and Carcass and kind of nudge them and say, hey guys, looks like the storm's going the other way. We're looking to head on out.
So the storm moved away, no?
I know. What a shock.
Indeed. Let's go. Carcass, let's go, buddy.
Okay, yeah, I will go with you. Where are we going?
Come on, man. We're going to the exact same place we were going to when we laid down.
Oh, okay. Yes, I like to go to Carnival
And Leon Ponte and will lead Carcass outside of the shelter and prepare to travel with the others.
Okay, very good.
Hey Sam, is it dark, like kind of nighttime, or is it kind of like what kind of?
So you guys only spent probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half with this setting up tent or setting up shelter and watching the elk and barbarians go by. So you probably have another 4 hours of light, maybe.
Okay. Kind of looking around and potentially like maybe sensing that. I'm gonna just look at the ground and see if I can find a couple of rocks.
Oh
Just,
yeah, easy enough.
Like pebbles kind of thing.
Easy enough.
Cool.
Anybody want to take their bedrolls?
I would like.
You guys will take probably the next 10-15 minutes to kind of break down the shelter that you've created. Carcass, give me another perception check.
That is once again a 0.
Oh yeah, the clouds are very pretty in the sky right now. You're very entertained by how they move and how they stay at the same time.
I will spend my whole time just looking up at them, not paying any attention to anyone else.
Eclipse, go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage.
That is a 14.
14. You get the sense that there is a predator enclosing on your location, and you hear the very quiet footsteps of a cat.
Eclipse is gonna perk up and her ears are gonna flatten back. And she's going to say, "Quiet! Everyone quiet!"
And as you guys listen closer, the sounds that you were hearing Eclipse comes to a stop.
She's gonna grumble. Someone's coming.
As you guys kind of start looking around, kind of looking for the direction that these sounds are coming from, in this freezing cold weather, the sound is kind of dampened by the snow surrounding you. Let's see.
Vega would like to. His trunk is gonna kind of perk up.
Yep.
And he's gonna start sniffing around, see if he can smell anything, and what direction it might be in.
Absolutely. Make your perception check at advantage.
That would be 15.
15. You definitely catch wind of something. It seems that the wind is blowing the scent towards you, and you start to move upwind, and you definitely smell a large cat. It looks like it smells like that it's pretty formidable. You smell this sense of death and dried blood. You're picking up a lot of different scents coming from this cat. Are you gonna try and follow your nose like Toucan Sam?
To a certain extent, I'm just gonna try and see if I can get a scent for which direction it's in and how far away it may be.
Yeah, so upwind, and it's hard to say that it's further than 30 feet from you at this point.
Okay, I'll turn to the party and say, it's not very far away, and it's somewhere over that direction.
And as you turn your back, a large crag cat rears its head out of the snow and begins trouncing towards the party at full speed. I would like everyone to roll initiative.
12 for Eclipse.
12 for Eclipse. Vega?
Well, I got a nat 1 -1.
1.
So, 0.
0.
You get a 1. Let's see. Carcass?
A 22.
Lysander?
17.
Leoponte?
A 12?
And Zizix.
A 6.
Okay. Go ahead and get the order. And first one up to be... Not that way, other way. There we go. Carcass, you will act first.
Okay. Since this thing is pouncing out at us, Pointy said I could kill things. So I will run at it and swing my great axe.
Okay, go ahead and roll for attack.
That's a 18 to hit.
That will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
14 points of slashing damage.
Very nice. You slash your great axe with great power, and you visibly see the cut that you've created on this white fur of the crag cat, and it seems to be quite hurt. That took a lot out of it. Next up, after this, unless there was anything else you would like to do?
I would like to use my free action to smile.
You smile so brightly at this crag cat. Lysander, it is your turn.
Alright, I'm going to draw an arrow into my crossbow, take aim, and fire.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack.
That would be a 9.
That will miss, unfortunately. Would you like it to do anything else on your turn?
Ready another bow for my next round.
Alright, and that is a bonus action to load. Very good. Alright, next up, we have Leoponte.
Leon Ponte would like to throw his boomerang at the cat.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
An 11?
11, unfortunately, will miss as well, as your boomerang kind of... the crag cat is able to duck out of the way as you've thrown your boomerang to try to peg it in the head with it.
Then I will use my rest of my turn to take a few steps back and await the return of my boomerang.
Okay, it shouldn't take very long. You'll get it at the start of your next turn. Eclipse, what would you like to do?
Eclipse would like to take her quarterstaff and take a swing at the thing's head.
Okay, go ahead and make your roll.
13.
13 will just miss. As you swing your quarterstaff and you feel like you get a glancing blow on these paws as you go low to try to trip it. But it's able to pick its feet up and let the quarterstaff roll right under it just in the nick of time. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
She'll jump back a bit and await her next opportunity.
Okay. Alright. And that brings us to the crag cat's turn. And the crag cat, after just being attacked by Eclipse and effectively dodging the attack, turns its sight back to Carcass and readies an attack against him. That is going to be a 8 to hit.
Oh, you will miss, Carcass.
And the creature will miss Carcass with its claws as it just reaches out and is not able to make any contact whatsoever. Moving forward, we are at Zizix.
Zizix is not gonna know what the hell is going on and is just gonna stand there shivering.
Okay. Fantastic. And Vega.
Alright, Vega will run up on it and take a swing at it with his scimitar.
Alright. Go ahead and roll your attack.
That would be a 17.
17 will hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
That would be 8 damage.
Okay, very nice. So you kind of expand upon the large gash in the side of this crag cat with your scimitar, and you kind of create the X to create a bigger wound that is actively bleeding. But you do good damage to it, and it looks definitely hurt. That brings us back to the top of the order. Did you have a bonus action?
Yes.
Sorry.
You're fine. I would like to use my bonus action to weapon fighting and take a swing at it with my dagger as well.
That's right. You did pick up the second weapon, so go ahead.
Well, shit. That's a 10 to hit.
That's a 10, and that will miss, unfortunately. Anything else to do? Would you like to move? Well, you already moved to it. You would invoke an opportunity attack to move away at this point. Anything else?
I will just curse because I missed it with my dagger.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that brings us back to the top of the order with Carcass.
Okay, I will swing at it again with the Great Axe.
Okay, go ahead.
That is 24 to hit.
Oh yeah, that's going to hit soundly. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is 17 points of slashing damage.
17 points of slashing damage. And you do enough that this crag cat is severely wounded. And he is backing away very slowly, and he's looking to both sides, and he's looking to flee. So those who are in melee threatened range can choose to use their chance at an opportunity attack or leave the cat be.
You know what? It came at us first, so I'm gonna go ahead and attack it.
Okay, go ahead and take your swing.
No, I missed.
You missed. Alright, anybody else?
If it's leaving my range, I would like to try and hit it again.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack.
That's a 23 to hit.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hit easily. Roll damage.
That is 11 points of slashing damage.
So as the cat's starting to turn and run away, you manage to swing your great axe and just cleave it right in half. And it is now lying dead in front of you, about 5 feet.
Alright, I will turn around at everyone. Okay. I have done what Pointy said I could do. I have killed it.
And I am very proud of you, my friend. A round of applause for Carcass, no? Leon Ponte will clap gently.
You know what? Vega will clap too.
And Zizix is gonna peer out behind his shield and just kind of look around to see what's going on.
And you see that a lot of your allies are standing around this downed crag cat. It's quite large. It's larger than Lea Ponte even.
So my friends, shall we move onward?
You know what? I think I'm gonna try and get the fur from this thing because it could be useful out here in the cold.
Yeah, if you would like to, skin the cat, you can make a survival check.
Can do. I got a 9.
It may not be your first time trying to skin a cat, but you do an okay job. It's just not the best job. Maybe instead of making this to be a shawl or a cowl, maybe just, like a small blanket for a child.
Alright, I'm gonna kind of look at it when I'm done and say, well, I kind of fucked this up a bit, but hey Zizix, you might want this. And I'll toss it to him.
And I'm just gonna watch it like fly through the air and just drop to the ground and not even touch it.
Yeah, a very bloody, freshly skinned pelt of cat comes flying toward you and lands on the ground next to you.
Why would you think that I need this?
You look cold.
Yeah. Do you see the rolling thunder of snow around us?
Yeah, so I thought a fur blanket might help keep you warmer.
With all that blood on it?
Well, it's still got some work to be done.
Oh.
I figured you're a tinkerer. You could probably finish it yourself, but I'll finish it for you if you want.
Yeah, I deal with like machines and materials, not so much the living stuff.
I'll step in here and say,
Vega's gonna laugh at that and say, I think I like you. Here, I'll finish it before I give it to you, buddy, okay? I'm sorry if the blood made you squeamish.
Well, what is it about me that makes you think that I'm the kind of guy that's on the front lines?
I didn't think you were on the front lines, but I didn't think a little bit of blood on a pelt was gonna make you squeamish. I'm sorry, friend. I will finish it up before I give it back to you, okay?
Well, I mean, I appreciate the gesture, but I think I'm good. But thank you.
All right. I don't think there's anybody else here small enough to use a blanket of this size. So fuck me, I guess. I'll just not try.
Carcass, make a wisdom check.
That's a 14.
With a stroke of just of insight that you've come over you, this small pelt could maybe be fashioned into horn warmers.
Oh, I will take the pelt if he does not want it.
You know what? Absolutely, my friend. You take it. It's all yours.
Okay. And instead of asking someone to help, I will just start wrapping them around the horns. Blood and all.
Perfect.
Oh no.
there's a
All right. Anything else you guys would like to do before carrying on?
No, I am very warm now.
Well, I would offer to help him clean those up before he put them on his horns, but I kind of think it works for his aesthetic.
All right. So, you guys continue traveling. And I believe Vega is still leading the way, is that correct?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Okay. It's a new hour, so give me another survival check.
That'd be a 14.
Yeah, you're surveying the land pretty good. You see actually a wild bush of what look like cranberries.
I'll start walking over to it if it's close, and just holler back, "Hey, anybody want some berries?"
I'll take some. There's a plenty to go around.
I'll go ahead and pick what I can and bring them back. Hand some to. What?
How much time would you like to spend picking berries?
Oh, not a lot. Just
A few minutes.
maybe 5 minutes or so.
Okay. So that's plenty of time. And go ahead and roll a D100 and see how many berries you picked.
I got 32 berries.
You got 32 berries. Not bad. That's 6 a minute.
All right. Well, I'll give a few to Eclipse over here, and then ask if anybody else wants any.
No, I am fine. Thank you very much, though.
All right. So with new cranberries and a small snack in hand, you guys continue your venture to Caradinivel. Rest of your trip goes by pretty quickly, for the most part. But in the distance, as you approach, you see this small village at the foot of a larger hill, and this hill has a large castle at the top of it. This is one of the few castles that exist in the Ten Towns region. The only other one that really is functional is in a neighboring town, and then there's one that is no longer existing. And being that as it may, you guys reach the town, Ardeneval.
All right, and what time is it at this point?
It's past sun. It's past sunset at this point. Make a perception check, actually, because this is about the right time.
That would be a 12.
All right. Anybody else?
Uh, 16.
All right. Anybody else looking around?
Yep, Leon Ponte, that will be a 20, not natural.
Okay. So with that 20, you actually everyone above a 10, which I think was everybody that rolled, can see that there is a kind of like a light show happening in the sky. You see the what looks similar to the northern lights, a nice ribbon of neon kind of lights in the sky that seem to be fluctuating, almost like it's fluctuating with the wind. Leon Ponte, you notice something different. As you gaze up into the sky and you look at the moon shining down on you, you see the silhouette of a bird at a far distance, slowly moving across the crest of the moon.
I will examine what I see and just take a moment to appreciate the exact visuals of what it is before I nudge Carcass and point out the bird to him.
Carcass, go ahead and roll a
That's a 0.
Holy shit, dude.
That is my third roll of a 3 in a row on perception.
Of course it is. I would expect nothing less. Um, so yeah, you look up and you're not really seeing anything that he's pointing out. You don't even see the aurora in the sky. But Leoponte, as you kind of point this out to Carcass and you're looking at this bird in the far distance, you notice that it's flapping its wings. But man, it's moving very slowly, and as you kind of gaze upon it, you see something arch up from its back, kind of like if it was being ridden. And then you see a bright light, the same color of the aurora, emanate from whoever is riding this bird.
Leon Ponte will keep this to himself at the moment as we continue to move forward.
Okay. So, you guys have reached Cara Denival. What would you guys like to do?
I suppose I'd like to look around and see if there's a market open or anything like that, so we can get some tents or something for the next time we go out.
Me too. I need a tent.
So, looking around, you see that a lot of the shops are closed, if you could even call them shops. There's really, no distinct establishment that looks to be for that purpose. You see a few stalls that might be set up around town, but they're very small. They don't have anything in them. And actually, if you go inspect them, they seem quite dusty.
Do people even live here? This is disgusting. Who keeps these?
And, well, let's see. So as you're kind of going around and inspecting the market area, if you could call it that, there is a passerby, and the passerby says, "Yeah, welcome to Cardinaval. We do not have much, but some are less fortunate than us, so I guess we have to be happy for that."
I will kind of turn to him and say, "Well, I'm sorry to hear about your misfortune here, friend. We were just wondering if there was anywhere we could purchase some tents or anything like that."
No tents. All of them are in use. Not everybody has a home here. Some of them have to make do with the campfire and sleep out in the tent. I suppose if you could convince someone to bunk up with someone else, you might have some luck.
No, I wouldn't want to do anything of that sort. Thank you, though. I'm sorry to hear about the state of things.
You travelers?
Oh yeah, that's us at the moment.
Well, I'm sorry to say, if you don't have any tents, I don't think there's any room for you. You might ask the bartender if there might be a stable you can stay in.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah, sorry I don't have better information, but if you're feeling really lucky, you can try up there. And he points to the castle that sits on the hillside.
I'm going to step forward and say we just might try our hand with that. Quick question, friend. We were sent here to fetch a chewinga. Do you know where we might be able to find one?
A chewinga? What is that?
Some kind of fairy type creature that can be easily persuaded.
I can't say that I've seen anything like that. Sorry, friend.
Well, thank you nonetheless.
Sure.
Zizix will kind of chime in here and say, Sir, you wouldn't happen to have a pint of oil by chance?
Oil for what, you'd say?
Or just for a lantern. You know, it's kind of dark out here, and we need some light to kind of help guide our way.
Yes, yeah, follow me, and I think I have some oil to spare.
Well, thank you. That's really kind of you.
And he leads you back through kind of a back alleyway, and he says, just wait out here a minute if you don't mind.
Oh, okay.
And he returns pretty quickly with a little carafe that seems to have some sort of oily liquid in it, and he says, how much would you like?
Well, how much will a pint of oil burn through? Or how quickly, I guess?
I guess a pint of oil might last you 8 hours or so. It'll last you a full night.
Well, I don't see us staying that much longer than that, so I think a pint should do.
Sure. I have that readily available, luckily. And he offers up the carafe and pours in the oil into the lantern. And he says, sorry, there's not more I can do. I don't have much room in here. And he kind of gestures inside. And you see 8 people kind of all huddled in the living room over a small fire inside.
Sir, you have been more helpful than you know.
I appreciate that. I wish you the best of luck in finding your Chwinga?
Yeah, it's let's be honest, we don't really know what we're looking for. But you know, we'll find it.
Yeah. Good luck. And he says before he leaves, I should probably go now to not let the heat out.
Oh, of course. Please stay inside.
So, with that, what would you guys like to do now?
I'm gonna nudge Zizix and say, maybe it's time to light that green lantern.
I mean, do you want to find this thing now?
We might as well at least pinpoint a location.
Vega's gonna kind of interject and say, "Hold on. Why don't we go see if we have any luck finding shelter for the night up at the castle, and seeing if we can find out anything about the thing while we're there, and then we light the lantern and start looking for it in the morning."
Or we could light the lantern on the way up and see if something else glows on the way.
I mean, we could. I just don't want to waste what limited oil we have.
Well, the guy did say he had some more, but I didn't want to take, more than what was needed.
Yes, just considering our surroundings, perhaps turning in for the night might be the best idea, just to conserve oil.
Very well then. If that's the consensus, I agree.
All right. So, where to next, everybody?
I guess we'll walk up to the castle and see who's there and what they can do for us, if anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Let's do that.
So, you guys start the short trek uphill through this town and then up the hill to the care. And see, it's quite large. Did you guys do anything else before you started heading up here? I didn't hear if possible.
No, we just walked up there.
Just gonna wait for the morning. All right. So it takes you probably about 10 to 15 minutes to take this hike, and then you're met at the black gates with no guards. No one seems to be manning the door at this point, but the door is shut.
All right. I will walk up and knock heavily on the door, I suppose.
Okay. And as quick as you knock on the door opens, and you see this this young man who looks to be no older than 25. He opens the door. He's wearing black and purple robes. Let's see here if I can get a good description of this guy. I'm sorry. Black and kind of a teal robe, and he has a large necklace or an amulet worn on his neck. It drapes down to about his stomach. And you see the symbol on this amulet is a sword pointing downwards into a triangle of ice with a very dark coated trim to it. And he looks at you. He says, "Vega?"
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, come in. We've been expecting you. Hurry.
Okay.
I guess we all rush inside then, at his haste.
Yeah, I'll go in.
Leon Ponte and Carcass will enter as well.
Okay. So, inside of Cara Denival, he rushes you inside and you find yourselves in the main chamber. And he says, Hold on. Cardoth would like to speak with you, Vega.
Okay.
And he runs off to the side. And he opens a few doors, and you hear them shutting behind him. You hear more doors opening up. And out comes a tiefling with the similar colored robes and a button-down vest with the same amulet. And he says, Vega Khan, I had a feeling you would be this way.
Yeah. Do I know you?
Not directly, I would say. And he kind of brushes his bald spot on the top of his head in between his horns, and he says, I've been expecting you. I've been under the assumption that you would be seeking refuge here.
Yeah. Who told you that?
In due time, my friend, but I need to offer you this protection. I have been told that you have demons coming after you.
Who told you that, friend?
Like I said, in due time. But what's more important now is that you're here, and here you're safe.
Okay, well, that's reassuring, and I appreciate that.
Yes, undoubtedly. We offer you and your friends a room for the night, or a few rooms to accommodate you all. If I could spend a few moments with you, if you don't mind.
Yes, absolutely. Can you tell me one more time what was your name? Because I missed it.
That is because I did not give it. My name is Kadroth.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you. Please show the way, and I will come talk with you.
And he shows, or he snaps his fingers, and two other people in these robes come to the rest of the party, and they say, "This way to your rooms. Please follow us." And Kardroth watches as they leave the vicinity, and he remains here in the main hall.
Okay. Once they're gone, I'll turn to him and say, "What is it you would like to discuss?"
Well, you wanted to know exactly how I knew what I know.
I am very curious. Yes.
You, my friend, are under a direct attack from Asmodeus. You have offended a lot of people, I've heard.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, don't be coy. You had that great expose on the Lords of Waterdeep. You have shown the light that those people in power are worshipping Asmodeus himself.
Yeah, well, I didn't write anything that wasn't true, but I didn't quite expect as much backlash as I've gotten for it, although that was probably short-sighted on my part.
Well, you can find respite here. This is a safe place for you, and you will not have to dance with that devil in the pale moonlight.
All right, Batman reference, love it. I appreciate that, friend.
Now, I don't want to alarm you, but my informant is a devil himself.
Well, that sounds comforting.
That's how you know that this is pertinent information. This devil knows that Asmodeus is after you, and that he is actively seeking to kill you.
All right, feeling less comforted now.
What's the name of this devil?
You're not there.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, you guys went to your rooms.
Redacted.
Yep, you're good. So, the name of which I serve is named Levistus. He is currently imprisoned by Asmodeus himself.
Okay, sorry, I'm writing some of this down so I don't forget it.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Please take notes. And you can also, if you do forget, go back to YouTube and subscribe to Samson Paul on YouTube and watch the show the day after and just revisit everything that we've done tonight.
Hi-oh.
Nice.
Hey, got it in there.
Okay. Sorry, I got everything written.
Okay.
So what would you suggest for me to do moving forward here?
I would say it's probably in your best interest to stay close. Keep in contact. Do you have a way to contact us if necessary?
No, not that I can think of.
Very well. Just know that we are the Black Swords. And we will try to keep tabs on you if you think that is necessary.
You know what? I suppose I would appreciate that.
Okay, very good. We can make this happen for you. Now, tell me, what are you doing up here?
Well, we're searching for a Chawanga.
Oh, a Chawinga. Yes.
However you pronounce it, that's what we're looking for.
I have not seen a Chawinga around here, but that does not mean they do not exist here. It seems that, well, it doesn't seem, but it's quite true. I have not been actively looking for a Chawinga.
Right, obviously.
But before I let you go and find your bedroom and have a nice rest, I would like to have one request from you. And your friends, actually.
That seems fair.
I have a dear friend who lives just in the other room. She's quite old. But she has been waiting for you for some time, and she would very much like to speak with you and your friends.
Okay, can you tell me what it's regarding?
She has not divulged that information to anyone, and unfortunately I do not know it either. But it is time for her to speak with you.
Okay, I will get my friends and let them know.
Come morning, of course.
Okay. In the meantime, do you have any kind of provisions by way of shelter that we could procure for our journeys? Because we do not have any tents or any kind of shelter of any sort, and it appears there is no market in the town to get these items.
Yes, I will have someone look in our cellar and see if we have anything that we can gift to you.
I would greatly appreciate it.
Indubitably. Now, I will show you to your rooms.
All right, well, thank you very much.
And you guys kind of leave the area and start walking down a few hallways. You find yourselves in your individual rooms. I believe it would have been split up into threes. Who would like to decide who is in rooms with each other?
Leon Ponte and Carcass will be sharing a room.
Okay, and then Vega will be inserted into that room.
Oh boy.
So Vega enters the room and they shut the door behind him. You find 3 beds. In this room, it's very nice, very warm. You've got a little personal heater that kind of takes care of you. A little bit of a chimney from downstairs that kind of filters in the warm air.
Right on. Well, I'll walk in and kind of nod my head at him and walk over to my bed and lay down.
Okay.
Yep, and I will unwrap my new headgear and hang it over the edge of the bed and then lay down.
Okay. Yeah, Ponte, I assume you as well are heading to bed?
Leon Ponte is rather exhausted from the travel, so yes, he will be resting his sleepy little head.
Okay. And in the next room will be Lysander, Eclipse, and Zezix.
Eclipse finds herself to be very tired from this trek, so she will acknowledge her roommates before settling into bed without a word.
Okay.
And Zizix is going to turn to Lysander and say, could you keep an eye on her tonight?
I'll keep an eye on everything.
No, just specifically on her. She threatened to eat me. So yeah. And we just met her, so I just don't know.
I'll make sure she doesn't eat you.
I would appreciate that.
She did threaten him earlier.
I did threaten him earlier.
Tell you what, I'm gonna take Zizix over to her and nudge her before she goes to sleep.
Oh God, what is it?
So,
What?
Sorry, there's a witch in my house that had to laugh for a second.
Halloween decor. Fantastic.
okay,
Anyway.
Anyway, let's say, I'm afraid that we might have got off on the wrong foot when we met, and my friend here, as difficult as he can be in certain social stigmas, he believes that you're going to eat him, and I would just like for you to give your word that you won't do it, and make him feel more comfortable.
I see the small one is scared that I'm going to devour him in his sleep. Well, I can assure you that will not happen. Better?
You know, sometimes, sure.
Perfect.
Very good. Are we all friends now?
Sure.
Turnabout, fair play. Something or other.
Good. I'm glad that we've reached an accord. Have a good night. And I'll return to the other side of the room where I will write down in my journal.
Okay. So, what would everyone like to do for the night? You're writing in your journal. Did anyone else have anything they wanted to do before starting up the next day?
Yes. So Zizix is going to take one of his rocks and he's going to tinker with it.
Okay. Very good.
And he's going to imbue it with a sound of a cricket that will continuously play over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll only be heard within 5 feet of it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take that rock and place it in Eclipse's bag.
Excuse me?
Okay, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check at advantage because she is asleep.
That's a 10.
Eclipse, you are stirred awake by some shifting happening in your bag as you discover Zizix with his hands on your bag, opening it up slightly.
I pounce awake and grip his wrist and look at him, my face inches from his. What do you think you're doing?
You can't help but to hear a loud cricket just chirp, 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 chirp.
I heard a cricket and it was driving me crazy, and it was over here on this side of the room, and it sounded like it was coming from your bag.
Make a deception check.
That's a 15.
Okay, Eclipse, insight.
That's a 15.
Oh. Okay. Something's off, but it's also true because you obviously hear the cricket. But you might think he's using it as an excuse for something.
She hears the cricket and she says, I do hear that cricket. It is annoying. That is true. But I highly doubt it's in my bag. What is in your hand?
I mean, I'll open my hand.
And it's just the rock in your hand?
Well, I mean, that's up to you when I do the slide of
Oh,
hand.
gotcha. No, you put it in there. You put it in there.
Okay, so yeah, I guess I have nothing in my hand.
Sorry.
Eclipse is going to look in her bag because his hand was in there. She's going to check for her things.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and roll your investigation at advantage because you know your things.
That's a nat 20.
Oh, nat 20. What a one to get. Yeah, you find the rock pretty easily. This wasn't there before. You didn't put it in there. You didn't pick it up. Carcass might have picked it up, but you didn't.
Do you recognize this rock, Zizix?
You audibly hear the cricket coming from that with your passive perception.
Oh my gods. Why?
What do you mean? It's a rock.
A cricket rock? Why? What were you hoping to gain by putting this in my bag?
What do you mean? Why do you think I did it?
Your hand was in my bag.
Do you think I'm a wizard or something?
Oh no, I don't. I certainly do not think that. She picks the rock up and she is gonna throw it on his bed. You take your things and you keep them away from me. Good night. She releases him.
It's the nerve of some people. You're trying to help them out, and all you get is threats.
Do I hear all of this going on?
Absolutely, because you are not truly asleep.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to step in here. I thought we made friends. I tried to get this.
Clarify, Nick, you wouldn't hear the cricket because it's only heard within 5 feet of the rock.
Right, but he doesn't go to sleep. He's just in a suspended state, and he's aware of his surroundings, like this conversation that's happening.
Right. Yeah. So it's the conversation here. So yeah, walking over there, like, I thought that we made friends before we turned in for the night.
I thought
thought so too, but I caught this little gremlin going through my things.
I wasn't going through her things. I heard her cricket. And it was keeping me awake.
Okay. So, why does she think that you were going through her things?
Because I was over by her bag looking for the cricket.
His hand was in my bag, and a mysterious rock somehow ended up in my bag.
Well, was your hand in her bag, Zizix?
I'm sorry, Nick. Can you say that again?
I said, was your hand in her bag, Zizix?
I mean, it was in the bag because I was looking for the cricket.
Okay.
I mean, like you know me. Like, why am I on like trial here?
Listen. First, you told me that your hand wasn't in the bag.
I didn't say it wasn't in the bag.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said you weren't in her things, and now you just said your hand was in her bag.
I never said my hand was never in the bag. I said I was over by her stuff looking in her bag for the cricket because that's where the sound was coming from.
So you were in her things, correct?
Yeah, I didn't say I did. I wasn't in her things.
Okay. You stay away from her things, she will stay away from your things, and she won't eat you. I thought that we cleared this up. Do I have to separate you two?
You know what? I'm done trying to help people right now. You guys can just do what you're gonna do, and I'm going to go to sleep with my eyes open because I don't trust you.
Good. Go to sleep. Stay away from me.
Yes. Let's
Gladly.
go to sleep.
All right, and with the confrontation somewhat settled, but on a bad note, you guys rescind back to your slumbers in your beds. Was everyone else just going to bed in the other room?
Yeah, I'm just going to sleep. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So,
Zizix is gonna throw the rock back on her side of the room because
yeah.
I jumped it onto your bed, so it's yours.
Yeah, I'm on my bed, so I find the rock that was thrown and throw it back.
No. That's not how this is working.
That's exactly how that works. I'm physically picking the rock and throwing it back at you.
Okay.
Right. I have a feeling just at some point during this that the rock is going out the window. Is that inaccurate?
Yes. Get it and throw it out the window. It's gone.
So, yeah, there is a... I'm assuming you don't throw it out the window, or do you? The window is closed, so...
I will take the precaution of opening said window and then gingerly dropping it outside.
Okay. And I believe that's the end of that? Maybe?
I certainly hope so.
Okay. So, after a restless night in one room and a peaceful, really comfortable night in the other, morning awakens and you guys are met with a knock at each of your doors, and you have a full plate of knucklehead trout fillets served up to you on a toasted bun, with a little bit of herbs and spices sprinkled on top.
Well, nom fucking nom.
Give me some food.
So, once you guys partake, it is mentioned that your presence has been requested in Hethel's room.
right. Well, I'm gonna go.
Leon Ponte will signal to Carcass. Hey, follow me. Let's go see what this is about.
Okay, I will follow you.
And we will, in tow, follow the elephant boy down to the room.
Okay. Is everyone going, or just those two?
I would like to go as well.
Okay.
As would I.
Z6?
Grudgingly.
Okay. So you are led to this small bed chamber, and inside you see a very decrepit old shield dwarf woman named Hethel. She has a peg leg and is sitting in her rocking chair with an untouched plate of knucklehead trout fillets. And she looks up, and one eye is kind of glazed over, pale white, and you very much believe that she cannot see out of this eye. And she says,
I'm sick of this knucklehead trout. How can someone eat this every day?
May I ask, who are you again?
My name is Hethel. Hethel Arkpan. But I'm here to tell you what I know.
and her breath is getting very, very heavy. What's the word I'm looking for? It's very, it's tough for her to breathe.
Labored?
Labored, thank you. It's very labored breath. And she says,
I've been waiting for a long time to be able to tell you of what is to come. Are you ready to hear it?
I suppose so.
Yes, I believe we are ready. Carcass, are you ready to hear what is to come?
Yes, I would like to hear what is coming.
I would definitely like to hear.
Very well. I have seen my doom, and I'm ready to accept it. So here goes. You are going to face a very powerful plight ahead of you. What do you know of the dark dwarves they call Durigar?
Leon Ponte will remain quiet but look around the room to see if this strikes a note of memory in any of his new companions.
give me an intelligence check, Zizix.
That would be a 26.
Oh yeah, you've definitely known about the Durigar. They are basically dwarves from the Underdark that are subterranean wholly, and they have the ability to increase their size to be a large dwarf and basically go berserker rage, and are quite formidable in one-on-one fights.
What is it about the dwarves?
I believe their leader, Zardorok Sunblight, the warlord, he has plans to destroy Icewind Dale. All of the 10 towns with it.
Okay, well, I don't know if that's a job for me.
I am telling you because it is in your future. Each of your futures.
You said his name was Zardarok?
Zardorok. Xardorok. Sunblight.
So you say that you have seen our futures. Are these futures grim? Can you tell us anything that may help us in our future interactions with the leader of these dwarves?
Yes, let me catch my breath. You will need to find his fortress to stop him. His fortress lies in the spine of the world. There, inside of it is a forge that is powered by the still beating heart of a dragon. And inside there, you can discover his plans for the destruction of the 10 towns. But you must not go soon. You are not ready yet.
Then may I ask, why do you tell us this now?
Because you are here. And because you are here, it means I do not have much time.
I'm very sorry to hear that. But you said the fortress lies in the spine of the world? Is that what you said?
Yeah, and you would know that the spine of the world is the mountain range that they call to the southwest of Bryn Shander. It's a large, perilous mountain range that's notorious for giving the north that separation between the southern realms of Neverwinter, Waterdeep, all those cities.
Gotcha.
So, may I ask, if we are to, say, avoid this in its entirety, what happens to our, as you say, destiny or our fate?
If you ignore it, I believe your fate rests the same as the fate of 10 towns.
So, are you saying that this group of people saved the 10 towns?
No. I'm saying that these people plan to destroy the 10 towns. And if you ignore them, your fate is the same as the 10 towns.
I think he meant us, as in this group of people.
Sorry, re-clarify, because I guess I missed it.
So Zizix was just like asking specifically if like we as a group are the ones that have to kind of
Oh, I see.
like specifically us as a as a group.
Like in reference to the destiny and the fate and stuff like that she foresaw.
Gotcha. Sorry.
Yes, precisely that.
Oh man. Talk about stress.
I have time for one more question.
When is breakfast?
And she reaches, she looks down and she says, fucking breakfast. And looks at her plate of knucklehead trout fillets, and she grabs the plate and hurls it at you. And then she freezes in motion, her hand outstretched after just releasing the plate. And you see in her eye that was glazed over in white that it starts to emanate ice. And the ice starts to grow, and it encapsulates her head, her hair, and it extends down her body out to her outstretched arms that leave icicles on her fingertips. Her whole body is now encased in ice.
Oh, God.
Fuck me.
That's interesting.
Do you think she is done with this trout now?
Hey,
Yeah,
yes.
go hard on that trout, buddy.
Okay, I will bend down and pick it up and eat it.
That was unpleasant.
You know what, though? I can only hope that someday my last words are fucking breakfast.
Leon Ponte will remain rather quiet and will storm off back to the room.
Okay.
Zizek's just gonna pace around, just thinking about the implications of everything.
Sure. Anybody else?
Yes, Carcass is going to enjoy this trout.
And it's a very tasty trout.
Yeah, I'm with Zizix on this one. I'm gonna pace around her now frozen body and take in the horror of what we just saw and the weight of her words.
Yeah,
Okay.
upon seeing Leon Ponte storm out the way he did, I'll kind of regain my composure and refocus myself after making that dumb joke and realize, just how serious this all is.
And that is going to be where we end it for tonight.
Woo!
Table Tales, yeah.
Table Tales, yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed. Good first session, everybody.
Yeah, solid pilot episode.
I agree. I think it went really well.
Yeah, definitely a good place to end there, for sure.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Hope you guys all enjoyed it in chat. We'll see you next week at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Same Sam time, same Sam channel. I'm just stealing all the Batman references. So, thanks again, everybody, and have a good night.